Welcome back, guys. We're once again back ready to take another step on our manager's journey. We're back with FIFA 20 career mode, and this is 1920 gaming. And straight off the bat, once again, I would like to thank you all for taking that bit of time out of your day to watch this video. I really appreciate it. And as you can see, we're kicking the games off today with a Midland derby, which are always fun. We're home as well, so alongside that today we've also got, let's just have a look, games against Leeds, Barnsley, Forest and United. I think we'll probably bash through all those today, but before we get into those we need to be talking about something else, and that something else is the last episode, where we played really well in all the games. As you can see, we beat Preston 3-0, Reading 3-0, Burnley 5-1, Millwall 6-0, Blackburn 5-1. Huddersfield gave us a bit of game in the cup and won 3-2, but then we bounced straight back with a 7-0 win against Cardiff. So all in all, it was a really positive episode. The performances were bang on. As they have been all season. We've played some really good stuff this season. We're just rolling teams over at the moment, and as you can see, that's led to this in the league. But the thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that if things continue as they are at the moment, then yes, it's been a great season, but remember, this will be, I've touched on it before, the final season of this series, basically because if I continue, we're in the top, for my money, the top league in the game, and then what is there to achieve from there? We spend a couple of seasons there, maybe win the Premier League, win the Champions League and all that, but I don't want to get to that point too early. This is supposed to be a journey. So I'm going to be looking at other clubs, maybe in other leagues, in other countries. I've not decided fully where I'm going yet, but I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. We're nowhere near won the league yet, or even, well, we are quite a bit, we're 18 points clear of dropping out the playoffs at the moment, which is a big amount. It would have to be a massive collapse, of course. But there's nothing to say we won't take a dip in form at some point. I mean, it's football, that happens. But yeah, if things carry on as they are at the moment, this will end up being the final season in this series. And I just wanted to give you guys a reminder of that. And the reason that I say as well that it is the final the final season in the series, that's if we get promoted. Is the fact that I did touch on it before, to do another job in the same save, but of course with the success we've been having, that's going to become too difficult to do, because the jobs that we're being offered just at the moment are at a higher level than where we are, and we're top of the championship, and I don't want to go to Germany, Italy, or Spain, the other big three leagues, if you like, until we've got more experience, just because the reason of, like I said, this is supposed to be a journey. And yeah, I don't want to just go to a team in a dominant league and dominate that league and dominate the Champions League and this, that and the other. I kind of want to earn the right to be there, so that's my thinking with that at the moment, and I just wanted to get that off my chest and bring it to your attention. So thanks for listening to me waffle on about that. And now that it is off my chest, we can talk about something else that happened during the last episode, and that is that we've got an absolutely game-changing injury that's occurred. It wasn't during a game, it was a training injury. And as you can see here, we've lost Lecco for 4 months, which means he's going to be back, if we're in November now, about February time. So he'll be back for the crunch part of the season. But 4 months is a long time without him. Those of you who've been watching consistently will know that in quite a few games I've had to sub him on to make a big impact, make a difference, when young Tremblay's not been able to get it done. Sometimes I've done it to keep him happy, but sometimes I've done it because I've needed his impact. And yeah, he's now out for 4 months, which means do we need a new striker? I mean, we have just bought one in Oldie, so if we do need a new striker, do we need one of the same quality as Leko? And if we do that, then it's going to be difficult to get everybody in. But these are who I actually put on the shortlist just for the sake of scouting strikers, just in case we did need another one, because if we do end up doing another season, we're not going to be forced, obviously, to play Young Tremblay next season. So it'd be nice to have someone to swap out and not weaken the side when Leko doesn't play. So I've looked at a few, and these are at the moment, as you're seeing, the ones that I've gone for. The list was longer, but when we got all the information back, it was these guys that I wanted to keep. Not made a decision yet on who it is that is going to come in. But again, we don't need to rush, because even if we sign someone now, we won't get them till January anyway. So it's something to think about, it's something to look at. And yeah, that's where we are at the moment. As I always say when we're doing things like this, or squad reports or reviews, if there's anyone that you want to look at in more detail, then obviously you can go ahead and pause the video. This guy here, Arp, is quite interesting to me because of his release clause. But would he really leave Bayern to come to Warsaw? I don't think he would. It's not really that realistic. But I'm not going to rush into anything. I'm going to give myself time to think these things through and make sure that we get the right player, because obviously we're not blessed with a lot of money at this club at the moment, and that is the fun, challenging part of it, to be honest. So yeah, we may well need a new striker. I would say that we definitely do, just because, like I said, we've had to bring Leko on to change games at times, and we're going to need someone to do that again. And at the moment, with him out, we need someone to fill them shoes. But we also, you have to remember, have brought Oldie in, so he probably needs a chance as well. But yeah, that's the situation. That's everything from the last episode, and my thoughts on whether this may well be the last season that we're here. So yeah, now all that's out the way, it's probably time to get into some games. Once again, they are all going to be highlights, because I've done a lot of waffling on in this one, and I don't want the videos to drag on for too long. So we've got a few games to get through, as you've seen earlier, 4 or 5 of them, I think. So yeah, they're all going to be highlight packages in this one. I was going to make the United game a played game, but then I remembered when we met them last season that we just simply rolled them over, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, because of the time that I've already waffled on, I mean, we're at 9 minutes now pretty much as I'm recording this. Yeah, that's the decision that I've made. They're all going to be highlights, but I will pop back in and out between. So yeah, we'll get into the Birmingham game now. As you can see, they're not doing all that well at the moment, so the same tactics as when we've done teams at the bottom of the league short on confidence. We'll try and blitz them straight away. I'm not saying that it will happen, but that's what we're aiming for. Obviously we can't use Leko now, so we're going to drop him out. We're going to put Lorenzi back on the right wing, bring Moreno back in, and we've got Doku here, who probably should actually be in the first team. He's crucial, and he's got a lot more room for growth than Lorenzi, just in case. Even though we're playing really well, like I've said, it's sport. Even though it's a video game, it's still sport. And we all know that sometimes FIFA just out of the blue will throw you in a bad run of form. So yeah, not taking anything for granted still, but things are going really well. So yeah, this is the team. We're going as strong as we can. Obviously, it's a league game and it's a derby game, so we don't want to be losing that. We'll just throw Baker or McKeith on the bench now. We'll go with McKeith just because he covers more than one position. And yeah, I think that is going to be the team. We'll just sort my OCD bit out here and then we'll get into the game, guys. And I will see you just after it. So there you go, guys, that's another routine win against Birmingham as we use this squad at this press conference just to break things up. In the Birmingham game we did go a goal down, but we never panicked or never lost control. Obviously we are in good form, and then we just basically come back and done what we normally do. We scored a few goals, got a deserved W. Now moving on to the Leeds game, I'm anticipating that this one could be a lot more difficult. For one, we're away for this one, and the second thing is that Leeds have obviously got a bit better players than Birmingham, I would say. So yeah, this one's probably going to be tougher, but the form that we're in at the moment and the style and the kind of football we're playing, with the swagger and the confidence that we're playing it with, I still fully expect us to get a win. Maybe it won't be like a 4-5, I don't know, but I still expect us to win this game. So yeah, after the press conference we're going to jump straight into the highlights of that game, guys. So once again, I will see you after the game.
Sorry if you couldn't get a question in.
Okay, so we saw a couple of games there. The Leeds one was a lot easier than I expected. They were way too far up the pitch and we just got in behind at will. But that Barnsley one, that I had to come back after the Barnsley one. They were so difficult to break down. We got to 60, maybe 70 minutes, something like that. And the game was still 0-0. And I paused it, and it's been the theme of the video so far, and went to the bench. And when I looked at the bench, I was sitting there thinking, yeah, we're playing well, but we can't get that breakthrough, we can't get that goal. So I look at the bench and I'm thinking, who can I bring on? Who can I bring on that's going to get me a winning goal in this game? And I look at Oldie and I'm like, his first touch is miles too loose. And his shots, his shooting are unpredictable at the moment. But I can't train him yet because we've got Tremblay who's got to keep playing. So he's not ready yet. I didn't trust him. I look at Harrison and I think in a game this big, where we're trying to keep that momentum going for as long as we can, would I trust him? Is it going to be any better than Tremblay who's on there? Because he's catching him up in overall as well. And I thought no, so I look at Laurenzi and I'm like, he's got the footwork, he's got the pace to get in behind, his finishing is a lot more consistent than the other two that I've mentioned. And we ended up bringing on Laurenzi and he did have an impact. And but he's a right winger, not a striker. So to answer my own question, yes, we do need a striker. And yes, he's got to be at the level or better than Leko at the moment. So yeah, I'm still not going to rush into it just too much because we're only in November. But we definitely need to bring in a new striker. That game confirmed it for me. Maybe subconsciously I was waiting for an answer, and then the game throws up Barnsley and we have that situation. I don't know, but either way, we most definitely need a new striker. So yeah, I had to come back and I had to get that off my chest. I wanted you guys to know my thoughts on that subject. And you know what had to be done? It's the first time this season where I've had to think that seriously. And yeah, there's no striker at the club at the moment that I trust while Leko's out. So we will be putting that right. And now, as you can see, we're into the Forest game, guys. So I will see you after this one. So now we've got the Forest game out the way. That was much more what we're used to. We got a really good solid 2-0 win there. It was a good professional performance. And now we jump into the United game. This one obviously has the potential to be really difficult. But I'm going to draw on the fact that we managed to beat them last season. Like I said, we rolled them over. It was a lot easier game than I was expecting, which is bittersweet for me with it being my real life club. But yeah, we're gonna rotate for this one. Thinking behind it is, I've just noticed that the games are starting to have that difficulty level cranked up. So I want the full team to be ready for league duty. As far as this cup is concerned, of course I want to go through, but we've already achieved what I wanted to in this particular cup this season. We're further through than we've ever been, so that's the progression that I'm always looking for. And yeah, it's just a chance. This is the kind of thing that I bought Oldie in for, just when we rotate the side. Probably Tremblay would have been doing that this season anyway with Lecco, but if one of them got injured, as Lecco was, there wouldn't have been enough numbers. So that's what we're going to go with for this one, guys. That is also going to be it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I've really enjoyed making it, and I will see you all guys in the next one. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.